the woman is crying noodles out. The sadder she gets, the more noodles flow. Next thing you know, the bowl is full of noodles. Turns out, she got her heart broken, and as she cries, a noodle starts shooting out of her eye. Confused as heck, she wipes her eyes, then ends up eating it. And guess what? It's actually delicious. She hands some noodles to her mom, and she loves it too. So, she starts a noodle stand. Surprisingly, people line up to buy her noodles, praising them like crazy. She's blushing with all the compliments, but as soon as she's sold out, she sneaks away to cry again. She's making bank, man, can't help but crack a smile. But then she sees that empty basin, and she knows it's cry time again. So, she tries to get emotional, but no matter what, the tears won't come. She hurts her foot, still can't cry. Watches sad movies, nope. She even breaks her dad's urn, scattering his ashes, but still, no tears. So, she brings her beloved dog, then leaves it in the wood. On her way back, the noodle factory finally starts.
This woman has a superpower. Whatever she points with her fingers, she can instantly turn it into a biscuit. Whether it's a wallet worth 10,000, a plush toy worth 2,000, or even a stranger's phone. Just when the woman looks as happy as the fifth emoji in your phone while enjoying herself, the neighbor walks in. Without stopping, the woman accidentally turns him into a biscuit too.
Oh God, no! Come on, Ben, talk to me! We need to get rid of the body.
In order not to get caught, they have to stomach their disgust and start eating. The rest are stuffed into drawers, ovens, and even buried. Just when they think they've gotten away with it, the police show up.
The police, we know everything.
Panicked, the two run for it. In desperation, the woman doesn't forget to use her superpower, but this attracts a helicopter. But it doesn't trouble the woman at all. While they're reveling in this biscuit rain, the police surround them. In this critical moment, the woman points her fingers at the sky. In an instant, the moon turns into a biscuit. The police are terrified and immediately run away. This boy opens up a cup, and a white snake slithers out. Little Chub sees it and starts mocking like the fourth emoji on your phone. Then he opens up a box. A yellow snake crawls out. Gun guy finds it hilarious, pulls the trigger, and a green snake pops out. Sunglasses dude can't hold it in. He opens up his box, and a big black snake shows up. Wang feels the pressure, but he's still confident in the white snake. It quickly dashes forward, takes out the black snake, becomes the biggest snake after eating it up. Seeing this, Little Chub wants to copy its moves, but White Snake has already surrounded his yellow snake. Then, with a sudden burst of speed, Yellow Snake bites the dust, leaving Little Chub scratching his head. Only the green snake is left. It thought it could sneakily grow, but White Snake suddenly speeds up and takes it out. But suddenly, White Snake changes targets to the guys, and takes out 3 of them. Wang scrambles away, but it doesn't harm him. It just heads straight for the city, turns everything into food and grows bigger and bigger. A scientist pulls out a remote, and bam! A giant pink hungry snake emerges. Meanwhile, the military sends fighter jets, and a missile is launched. However,
the wolf found a whole piece of human skin. He sniffed it out, found an entrance, and then struggled to get in. His body stretched the squishy skin, and wore it like an outfit. Then, he grabbed the briefcase, walked while learning to walk, arrived at an office building, and had a bold idea. So he went in for an interview. Though he knew nothing, he mimicked others, and quickly filled out a resume. Surprisingly, he somehow aced the interview and started the next day. And not only did he perform well, but the boss even praised him. So, the werewolf quickly got promoted, saved up money, and even bought a villa. Moreover, he married a beautiful wife. Yet sometimes, seeing animal pictures, he would growl with hunger, heading to a meat-serving restaurant, sadly only finding cooked food, which couldn't spark his appetite at all. However, seeing a pet dog, he drooled uncontrollably. The werewolf decided to stop suppressing himself, bought a cat, placed it in the garage, looked at this long-awaited delicacy, then suddenly, the door opened, and his daughter stood there. This is a magical hot pot where you can fish out whatever you want. So, Tom goes to this hot pot joint, but he's short on cash. He orders 2 veggie plates thinking, man, some beef would be awesome. Next thing you know, he actually scoops up beef. He's like, whoa, not bad. Then he's like, crab would be great too. And bam, crab appears. Tom's starting to figure it out. To test his theory, he starts fishing for other stuff in the pot. And guess what? He pulls out a wallet. Yep, that's what he was thinking. Now that he knows how this hot pot works, Tom gets this bold idea. He packs up 10 of these hot pots and rushes home, pouring them all into his bathtub. He's like, let's see what comes out. Bet it's every guy's dream. He gets everything set up, hops into bed, and waits patiently. Then, out pops a hand. Today, let Aquaman takes you home. This is the big house he bought. The first thing when he steps inside is to kick off his 4-inch elevator shoes. Then he shows you around the 500 square foot living room, removing his muscles on the left arm, and the right one too. He loosens his belt, lifts his shirt, rips off the 8-pack abs, then plops down on a $10,000 sofa, removes his wig, revealing a shiny bald head, grabs a big ukulele, and plays you a tune. As a muscle guy, of course, he has to lift a 2-pound dumbbell for you to see.
Take it.
Okay, alright. Nice job.
This is a funny documentary starring Jason Momoa. Besides clapping back at haters, it's more about telling everyone that many glamorous idols may not necessarily radiate positive vibes in real life. You can idolize stars, sure, but always keep your eyes wide open. Don't get fooled, alright?
Help! Grandpa got into a fight. Just now, two young men were robbing, and Grandpa told them to let go of the girl, but they just told him to buzz off. Seeing these two punks being so rude, Grandpa got mad and decided to teach them a lesson. The robbers bolted, but little did they know, Grandpa used to be a parkour master. Despite his age, he's still as fit as a fiddle, effortlessly jumping over any obstacles and chasing after them. There's this Grandpa with a cane on the road. He snatched the cane from him, ready to use it as a weapon. On the other side, the two robbers thought they'd ditched Grandpa when suddenly he dropped from above.
Surprise!
The robbers had no choice but to attack. But what they didn't know was that Grandpa also knew some Chinese kung fu. Yet, Grandpa still got knocked down, and just when they thought they had him, Grandpa hit them with an unexpected move. Turns out, Grandpa not only learned kung fu but also mastered the art of war. Grandpa didn't waste time. A swift spinning kick took care of those two robbers. After seeing all this, would you still dare to mess with a grandpa wielding a cane? Girl drank a coconut. When she got home, she gave birth to a coconut and was scared like the second emoji in your phone. But then, the coconut starts calling her mom. It hits her maternal instincts, and she decides she's gonna raise it. Turns out, the coconut is pretty responsible, takes over the job of herding the landlord's cows. Under its care, those cows start thriving, making the landlord super happy. So he decides his three daughters should take turns bringing food to the coconut. Now, the elder sisters, they're mean to the coconut, but the youngest one stands up for it every time. Sure thing, the coconut falls for her and tells mom it wants to marry her. Seeing its sincerity, she agrees to give it a shot. But a landlord is like, sure, you can marry her, when you can bring me a chest of gold. Back home, mom's looking at their rundown hut, telling her son not to dream too big. But the coconut's like, don't worry, mom, I got this. Next morning, the shack's turned into a mansion. Mom's freaking out. Then this dashing young man shows up, saying, Mom, I've got all the dowry ready. Sure enough, the landlord agrees to the marriage. Seeing their little sister marry this rich and handsome guy, the elder sisters are green with envy. Moral of the story? Never underestimate a coconut. Girl drank a coconut. When she got home, she gave birth to a coconut and was scared like the second emoji in your phone. But then, the coconut starts calling her mom. It hits her maternal instincts, and she decides she's gonna raise it. Turns out, the coconut is pretty responsible, takes over the job of herding the landlord's cows. Under its care, those cows start thriving, making the landlord super happy. So he decides his three daughters should take turns bringing food to the coconut. Now, the elder sisters, they're mean to the coconut, but the youngest one stands up for it every time. Sure thing, the coconut falls for her and tells mom it wants to marry her. Seeing its sincerity, she agrees to give it a shot. But a landlord is like, sure, you can marry her, when you can bring me a chest of gold. Back home, mom's looking at their rundown hut, telling her son not to dream too big. But the coconut's like, don't worry, mom, I got this. Next morning, the shack's turned into a mansion. Mom's freaking out. Then this dashing young man shows up, saying, Mom, I've got all the dowry ready. Sure enough, the landlord agrees to the marriage. Seeing their little sister marry this rich and handsome guy, the elder sisters are green with envy. Moral of the story? Never underestimate a coconut.